You're a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today the cycle of top 5 lists for special summoning decks comes to a close with the best Synchro decks to ever appear in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links so far. If you want to check my lists for Ritual and also Fusion decks, both links will be in the description. As always, you can suggest more topics for discussion of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links in the comments down below. Synchro decks were released along with the 5D's world, and at first their abilities were extremely underwhelming. But as of now we have seen some really powerful decks, so let's get to the list. Number 5. Karakuri. For this 5th spot I was really debating between Karakuri and Dragunity. I think we all know that Dragunity is way better at the moment, but in retrospect they have never been as meta relevant as Karakuri have been, so they take the spot. A machine monster deck that was released in the Revolution beginning main box, a synchro oriented box. The deck was not busted or anything crazy, but it held its own in the meta for a while. It had a great draw power engine, and when it started making plays, you knew you either needed to stop them immediately or stuff will be really tough for you. Their main synchro monster was Burei, who could change an opponent's monster battle position every turn and also special summon a Karakuri monster from your deck on summon. Later on, Bureido also got added, but it was a little too late for the deck to make a comeback since it was already out of the meta for a while. Anatomy was the main draw power source without Bureido and did wonders for the deck. Ninishi was their main synchro play starter, and also being a tuner made this card an immediate core to every Karakuri deck. Nisamu and Inasichi were also important and made the whole deck be more consistent and have better flow. The reason they faded out was because the meta was getting stronger and stronger monsters, with which Karakuri had huge trouble dealing with. Now the only way for them to return is with new highly helpful support. Number 4. Fortune Ladies. A more recent deck than Karakuri with a better boss monster as well, Fortune Lady Every. The deck first arrived with Dark Signer Carly in a 5Ds event, but Valhalla Calling also brought the needed cards to make the deck tier list worthy. Every is so good because it doesn't only have the ability to banish opposing monsters, but it can also be resummoned after it was destroyed by just banishing a spellcaster monster from your graveyard, and of course all your Fortune Lady monsters are spellcasters. Fortune Lady Calling is another incredible card that boosts consistency and of course help you get Every out on the field. Every Fortune Lady player wants this one in their opening hand. Other core cards are Fortune Lady Dark, that allows you to special summon a monster after one of your Fortune Lady monsters destroys an opponent monster. Fortune Lady Water has the drawing power abilities, and of course all of them can manipulate their levels to an extent, but especially Fortune Lady Past. The deck still is decent but cannot by any means be considered meta, at least at the moment. Number 3. Blackwings. Crow's main archetype achieved greatness after a long time and 2 main boxes worth of support. First Blackstorm Rising, and a long while after the main box that actually made them relevant and meta, Aerial Assault. As you can understand, the deck is pretty expensive to build since you need ultra rares from both boxes and multiple times, but at the same time it does stay relevant and meta to this day. Its power has diminished though after 2 banlist inclusions and the release of new competition. That said, Blackwings did perform better than expected in the past KC Cup by getting some top 10 regional spots. They are an extremely offensive deck that wants to overwhelm you as soon as possible with its combos and synchro summons. Black Whirlwind is the main card of the whole deck by being able to gel things together and give you consistency. Gale and Orochi are both amazing cards and of course core ones for your synchro summons since they are the tuner monsters. Both can be special summoned from your hand, which makes synchro summoning a piece of cake for Blackwings. The deck has a lot of options for the extra deck, and usually Blackwing players run 5 to 6 different extra deck monsters. Some of them are Raikiri with a great distraction effect, and it is still limited to 2, and then we have Chidori, the one with the more powerful stats, and even Obsidian and Blackwing Dragon. It might have taken a long while after the 5Ds release for the deck to be competitive, but dare I say it was well worth it. Number 2. Shiranui. Another deck that currently still holds its position in the tier list and dominates the ladder. Shiranui are a great deck that came from the mini-box Soul of Resurrection. The deck can do so much and is one of the most explosive decks in the game. Also a pretty offensive strategy, but can be played more as a control deck as well. Squire is an amazing card that allows you to immediately get a tuner from your deck and synchro summon to Samurai Saga, the bread and butter synchro summon to offer some attacking power, but to also set up for the next turns, with the famous Spectral Sword being able to synchro summon from the graveyard. Other synchro options are Sansaga, that can even be accessed turn 1 with level augmentation, and is protected from distraction by banishing Shiranui monsters from your graveyard. Then Skure Saga, also a great option, but more so for mid to late game situations where you have an established board and need to ensure some back row or even strong monster distraction. All in all, Shiranui are a very unique and powerful strategy because they utilize the graveyard and even have effects when banished from it. A multi-layer deck with a plethora of combos that personally is one of my favorite decks in the game. And at the number 1 spot we have 6 Samurai. I could not put 6 Sam anywhere else after their absolute dominance when they came out in Warriors Unite. The deck is such an amazing control deck because of its ability to have CN on the field so easily and then just negate activation after activation of spell and trap cards. CN has to be one of the best synchro monsters ever, and with a great engine to back him up, he was at first close to unstoppable. I had a blast with 6 Samurais and still love the archetype, but I know for a fact it's one of the most hated decks to ever come in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. The almighty CN's Dojo gave the deck a lot of flexibility in its synchro plays, and even further than that. Every time you summoned a 6 Samurai monster, Dojo added a counter, and then you can use those counters to special summon a 6 Samurai monster with the exact star amount from your deck. So powerful that Konami took less than a month to hit the deck in the first ban list. Fuma, Kizan and Enishi also deserve their mention. Each of them did its part to help the deck either synchro summon or control the board, or even just go for game. Unfortunately, Konami put out more than the player base could handle at once, so then they had to take immediate action, and the deck has gone through multiple bans since its release. Now it's not meta anymore, or that good, because we have way faster decks in the meta, and that is one of the archetypes' flaws, its speed. It had consistency, drawing power, back row distraction, board control, monster searching and even OTK potential, but now all those factors are limited and the speed is not on the deck's side. And that's my list. Synchro decks are by far my favorite to play. What's yours out of the special summons? Ritual, Fusion or Synchro? Tell me in the comments down below, and also do you agree with the list or did I forget a deck? Like and subscribe to the channel for more videos on Duel Links, I really would appreciate your support. Thank you so much for watching, stay safe and I'll see you in the next one.